Leah.
I'm Leah, and I'm green.
And I'm Esther, and I'm red.
Your voting cards are in your hands, so choose.
Does the end justify the mean? Would you sign a preemptive paper? Before we play, I want to explain a little bit more about John Wayne Newman and behavioral economics. So, Leah, what are you doing?
Looking at the pattern. Things. Not a cup and handle. That's like a dead cat bounce, but that's also different. Maybe 3 valleys. Although they're supposed to be rising and mine descending.
Kind of end up in this really negative mental health space after it, so it's doubly negative. I guess escapism is an exit strategy of sorts, just not a great one. But
this year is Matt and Electra sharing a passionate first kiss on the rain-swept rooftop of Manhattan. Matt is a blind lawyer with superpowers, and Electra is also a superwoman. It's a scene from the film Daredevil, which in turn depicts a scene from the comic Daredevil. It was in the cinema in 2003. I don't know if any of you saw it. I actually haven't seen it myself. It's not meant to be a very good film, possibly because it relies on romantic cliches like kissing in the rain. But these two, this is Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner, they met while shooting this film, became best friends, broke up with their relevant other halves, got together in a passionate romance, and married 6 months later, by which time they were already expecting their first daughter, Violet. Now, Ben and Jen also signed a prenuptial agreement. The prenup is an exit clause for the wealthier Ben to avoid significant financial loss should the marriage end in tears. In the event of a divorce, he would stand to lose $7.5 million for every year they managed to stay married. Instead, with the prenup, he agrees to give her $2.5 million per year and then $8 million per year after the 10th year in marriage. In this way, although in the first 5 years having a family will cost Jen a whopping $25 million of potential earnings, the marriage can become a positive financial investment for her, as over time her net worth will increase beyond what she would have expected to earn by staying single and childless. So that's also an exit strategy. Would any of you sign a prenup? So, to answer this question, you need to know a little bit about this game you're in. It's a game of yes or no questions about exit strategies. And every question has a stake and an outcome and will determine what happens in the show. But just like in real life, it's hard to know exactly what relates to what. There's a complicated web of questions running through the game, and you'll arrive to one of 6 final destinations, which are represented by our 6 colours up here. You're all playing as a group, and with every question, the majority decides which way the group is heading. You'll arrive to one of our 6 final destinations, and depending on where you get to, there's a different ending to the game and a different conclusion for me too, I guess. But where you go is entirely up to you. Now, I'd like you all to have a look in your envelopes, and you'll find 6 coloured cards in there. On those, you can read in one short sentence what each of our colourful endings represents. So I'm going to give you a minute to read those now.
Green. A person who cares for his surroundings, locality, family, and backyard only. Orange. A blow-in or an odd one out who sees things differently but will never leave. Blue. Someone who chases their dreams and believes that somewhere, sometime, somehow they will happen upon them. Yellow. A career person who finds their calling or vocation easily and pursues that with absolute conviction. White. A content person who finds it easy to fit in but also to move on because they always stay confident and unaffected. Red. A patriotic person for whom place, pride, nation, blood, honour and culture are of the most value.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to count to 10 very slowly, and in that time I'd like you to have a look around you at the people you're sitting with and take a guess at where you think this audience will end up. By the time I get to 10, I'd like you to hold up that coloured card in the air. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Please hold up your card. Load of blues.
Wow.
2 yellows.
And there's greens there, and then there's whites. And reds, look, there's reds. Yellows, 3 yellows.
Those of you who guessed correctly will win the game. So, you're all ready? Let's get back to the initial question we left off at. Would you sign a prenuptial agreement?
The way this works is if you hold up your red card, then you say no. And if you hold up your green card, then you say yes. So would you sign a prenuptial agreement? No, I think no.
Okay. So, you just answered question 1. Making your way towards question 2.
Before we can go on, I need to introduce you to somebody. This is Weenie, our frog. We named him after famous American escape artist. Well, actually he was Hungarian, but his parents emigrated to the US when he was 4 or 5. Let's hope that our Houdini performs one of his escape acts for us tonight. Amikor egy taxisofőr megkérdezi, hogy honnan van ez a fura akcentusom, akkor én azt szoktam mondani, hogy I'm from Hungary, but I've been living in Cork for a long time, so that's why it's a bit Cork too. Ilyenkor a taxisofőrök vagy azt mondják, hogy oh, you're a long way from home, vagy hogy oh, I know Hungary, you're gulyás and puskás. Én mindkét esetben mosolygok, és azt mondom, yes. Néha, mikor nyilvánvaló, hogy a taxisofőr sokat tud a fociról, és értékelni fogja az egyetlen történetemet a témában, akkor el szoktam mesélni, hogy egyszer a nagypapám Kispesten kölcsönadta a tornacipőjét a Puskás öcsinek. A történet nem igazán történet, mert ennyi, kölcsönadta és kész. Aztán 1956-ban, amikor a nagymamámat kirúgták az egyetemről, mert valaha nagyapjának birtokai voltak, amikor az apukám 1 éves volt, amikor a dédnagypapám a titkos rendőrség tagjaként az éjszaka közepén ajtókon kopogott, és amikor a saját unokahuga nem volt hajlandó elmenekülni az országból köszönés nélkül, akkor egyszer Puskás nem jött haza egy spanyolországi meccs után. Emiatt az UEFA 2 évre eltiltotta a játszástól, aztán később a Real Madridban játszott, aztán edzősködött. Magyarországra 1993-ban 4 évvel a rendszerváltás után tért vissza. 1995-ben a FIFA a 20. század legjobb játékosának választotta. 2006-ban ugyanabban az évben halt meg, mikor a nagypapám.
Puskás needs to be remembered by future generations.
This man abandoned us when we needed him the most. He emigrated in 1956, and when he couldn't benefit anymore from his playing ability, he came back with his inflated ego. I'm not proud of this great Hungarian. He should have stayed where he went.
Why did the Hungarians emigrate en masse? Why was it necessary for them to emigrate? Of those who stayed at home, how many innocent men were convicted or hung? Does it feel good to shame Puskás? A true Hungarian wouldn't do that.
His soldier mates stayed at home and did what they had to do according to their oath. And some were hung for that too, because it didn't occur to them to walk away. That's a very big difference.
Someone who doesn't know how it is to live in a foreign land because of necessity shouldn't judge. In those days, prison was the minimum you would expect for emigrating. Today they only abuse them. The same ones who would have sent them there? It's his sin that he didn't get himself hung. What's the story with hung heroes anyway? Do you respect those? You do not.
He was great as a football player, as a man not so much.
Why aren't we proud of Puskás and his teammates? We should be. He's the only Hungarian whose name is known everywhere in the world. For this alone we should be proud of him. Nothing holds us together. Nothing. Everything just tears us apart. The money? Fuck that. He wanted to play football. It's what he liked doing. That was his life.
He was a dickhead. There's no point glorifying things, and he was in no way better than all those wasters who left in 56 just to get the dole in the West. When will Puskás find his deserved place? The bin? This dude committed all the crimes he could possibly commit at the time. As a football player, he enjoyed the mollycoddles of the state. He betrayed his country. He emigrated. As an active military official, he breached his oath and deserted his country. For these things, in a normal country, the reward would be multiple death sentences. In any case, he wasn't even Hungarian. He slyly stayed abroad.
Do you know for certain where Hungary is? Could you point it out on a map?
They're either polite or they really know geography. Yes.
Do you think it's important to live abroad for a while? A very quick yes. Is there anything in your life you would like to leave?
I think it's a yes. Yes. And that means we are running to question 4. And it's time for our first prize giveaway. Now, in the envelopes that you received at the door, one of you will find a golden ticket. It says golden ticket on it. So you could look in your envelopes, and if you find it, just identify yourself by holding it up. So you want a ticket to 100% Cork. I don't know if you know the show. It's on at the Opera House at the moment. It's the highlight of the festival. It's really, really great. It's by this German company called Rimini Protocol. They're really cool. And it's directed by Una McCarrish, and there's 100 people on stage. So
Wow, thank you very much.
And the thing with the ticket is that if you want to go to see the show, it starts shortly, so you need to leave now. You're waiting for you outside, and also the Opera House knows about this, so it's a comp, and if you're not going, they'll resell it because it's very popular. So you need to decide right now.
Should I stay or should I go?
According to Wikipedia, Cork is a rebel city.
I think it puts you to sleep.
Cork is the real capital of Ireland.
And Nickaby, Biocleatol, Kirkgigabeg.
Lonely Planet said that Cork was one of the top 10 places to visit in the entire world.
What was going on the day they visited?